Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. John Kelly, Profiler here, and welcome. Welcome to our continuing series, The Golden State Killer, the beginning of the end series. And today we have to look at the connection, based on the information we've got, on the connection between the Golden State Killer and the Visalia Ransacker. This is very intriguing to us, very interesting. And we've been going over a few things, and we've decided to talk about it today. Bottom line is, back in 74, we've got a young girl by the name of Jennifer Lynn Armour, who was found floating in a canal. And they weren't sure exactly how she ended up in the canal. In the beginning, they didn't call it murder, but then later on, they did call it murder. She was floating in the canal with her bra wrapped all around her arm, and her clothes on the bank of the canal. Bottom line is, to me, I'm thinking the girl was bound, murdered, and then thrown in the canal. She was there for a week, so probably that's when the bra started to come loose. The way she was bound started to come loose, and it came down her arm. That's what I'm looking at. Now, who does that remind us of? Who has a bondage fetish that we're looking at? The Golden State Killer. We know he had a bondage fetish. Well, it looks like this girl was bound at a very young age and murdered. And with these serial killers, very rarely do we get the first couple of victims that they murdered unless they're willing to give it up and talk about it. Usually those victims, especially if they're kids, are kept under wraps. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want it coming up because they're going off to prison. And they don't want other prisoners really doing a number on them and maybe even killing them for attacking a very young girl. The other part of it is we have to also look at this time of the Visalia Ransacker. We have to also look at Elizabeth Snelling. Now, Elizabeth Snelling was almost abducted from her house by a masked intruder that was armed. I mean, a masked intruder came into the Snelling house, tried to grab Elizabeth and get her out the door and head down the road with her. So whoever this predator was, definitely he was going to take her to another location and do whatever he wanted to do. But he was surprised by her father, Professor Claude Snelling, and once Professor Claude Snelling intervened, this predator pulled out a gun, shot him, and killed him. Now, who does that remind us of? Again, Golden State was pretty good with a gun, pretty good shot, and did shoot and kill people. There's no question about it. Even before he started his ritualistic killing inside the houses with the couples, he had killed people that probably got a glimpse of his true face, unmasked face, while he was in the rape phase and while he was evolving. So now Elizabeth Snelling gets away. Her father's dead. The predator's on the run out of the house. He's got nothing. Okay? Bottom line here is that possibly when the Golden State Killer realized that it's better to try and keep the victims contained in a house and not try to split them up, but keep them contained in the house, keep them bound, do what he wants to do, but have complete control. And this way he doesn't have to worry about somebody trying to get out and trying to escape on him. Because obviously it didn't work out very well with him with the Snelling situation. And, thank God, Elizabeth Snelling was able to get away. The bottom line is that, again, with the MO here, we're looking at an armed intruder with a ski mask. Who does that remind us of again? I guess in closing, what I have to ask people out there, and what I'm very concerned about, what we're interested in more than anything, is where the hell did D'Angelo work from 1979 to 1990? Where the hell was this guy? All of a sudden this guy's a cop. He gets thrown off the police force. 11 years later, he ends up as a know-it-all truck mechanic and can fix trucks. major rigs that are driving down the highway? I mean, where was he? We know where he was probably living, but what did he do for a living? He's got 3 daughters now and a wife. What was he up to? Where was he? We need to know this. How did he earn? What kind of income did he have? Where did he get that income from? Because that'll tell us where he was. What was he up to? I mean, this is some very interesting information we need to know. And if any of you out there have any of that, please let us know. If you have any questions, let us know. Because lots of times the question is very powerful. It's more powerful lots of times than the answer. Bottom line is, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. And keep it safe out there. Thank you so much for your subscriptions. Have a good one.